Hey guys, I was searching around and I remember hearing, I think Leland Jones talk about Ezekiel is a representation of the end times, or he speaks a lot to the end times. So I found this lament for Egypt, or the Pharaoh of Egypt, and I checked the date, and the date today on this calendar, the first day of the 12th month, would line up into February 12th. But you'll see that it speaks about he's like a lion that is like a monster in the sea, like the beast that rises out of the sea. So you can't go to the King James because the King James calls it a whale. That's one thing I don't like about the King James, is how it changes the words that it'll use somewhere else, but when it's important like this, it uses something else. So, but the 12th year, if you go to the calendar that Leland Jones has with the Enoch calendar, that would be next year. So we're in the 11th year. But if you go by this timeline that I spoke of before, February 12th, that's one day after he was cleared of his impeachment trial. So it's like now he's rising out of that scenario, you could almost say. But so then I said, well, okay, if this is speaking possibly of 2022, let's go back a chapter. And when you go back a chapter, it talks about the fall, it speaks of Egypt. So when you look at that as Egypt, it talks about the fall of Egypt, how great it was and how far it is falling. So another thing was in that chapter 31 in Ezekiel, it talks about the third month. So I did a whole breakdown. I got a Hebrew calculator website I found, and then I also located just the order of the months, because I don't know how the months work. But when I broke it all down, it talks about May being that time. So, hold on, it's snowing, I don't want to lose control. I'm throwing the four-wheel here. So it talks about May. I think it's May 12th. But when you look at when you break it down with the actual, what it's talking about in their time, it talks about Shavuot is I think 4 days later, which is kind of crazy. It talks about the wheat harvest. So I think there's things that are kind of rolling about. And if you notice that, Biden's 100-day plan runs out around this exact same time also. Not exactly, but it's in May. A lot of people talk about May Day. A lot of people are talking about, Beltane. So there's a lot of things that are coming, and if you look at this, because that's what I was looking for, because then it talks about the watchman on the wall in chapter 33 in Ezekiel. So there's going to be a lot more digging going on, but I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, guys, word to the wise.